Agen1600. Supposedly 1260 watts of continuous power. I've got it gassed up. I got some 10 weight 30 in it. Right off the bat, the first thing I see is you have to have a Phillips screwdriver to take this cover plate off to put oil in it or check the oil. Not too thrilled about that, but also the screw doesn't stay in the cover. When you pull it out, the screw will fall. So you want to make sure you hold on to that. Put the right amount. Let's turn the fuel switch on. And it says run here and start here, but this thing says choke that way, so I don't know. That's kind of the opposite. It's kind of a confusing label, but let's see what happens. I've got that is 1600 watts max, so as long as I don't turn it all the way on, I should be able to put a pretty decent load on this. Right now it's off, but it's plugged in. You want to turn the cap to the on position so that it can vent, and then let's give it a start. Okay, maybe half choke. Shadow, stop. Well, that's not a great sign. It's not even, let me just unplug it to make sure that's not a problem. Shadow. Taking a while to warm up. Got it on half choke now. Something's not right here. What happens when I put a little load on it. Oh, nope, that didn't handle it very well. Nothing. Nope, it can't handle a load at all. What is going on? Okay. Let's just That won't do. That will not do. If it won't even run, let's just go ahead and I'm gonna try warming it some more first. It still hasn't been broke in, so before I try checking the spark plug. Try something that's not such a heavy load. See if I can find something that doesn't. That burner might be drawing a lot more wattage than it says. Just leave that running. See what I can find over here to plug in. Reciprocating saw should do. It's just an electric motor. See, a heater or a gas or electric stove is just basically a massive short circuit. I grabbed that because it uses a lot of power. I wanted to strain it, but let's see something a little less straining, like a Ryobi reciprocating saw. Handling it. Okay, that's 12 amps. See, at 120 volts, 12 amps. That won't even run a reciprocating saw. That's not going to be much help. I get the feeling that thing is not putting out the juice that it claims it is. Let's see, this is a low power drill. 3 amps.
You think it sounds loud? I thought it was pretty quiet.
No, I got it on regular, not eco yet. But I'm trying to test it. It's really not running right. Overload now. No way, that should be overloading with Okay, so circuit overload. This is only running 3.2 amps, and this thing is saying 10.5, but it's not running right. It's not running without the, it's running in half choke, so something isn't right with this machine. They sure make it a real tight fit to get to the dang spark plug. Okay. Let's see what this thing says. Yeah, it's not running. I can't run it without the choke. And that tells me that the engine's not running right.
You haven't even loaded it with anything yet, have you?
I can't. I won't even run 3 amp. I tried the drill, and it won't run that. It won't run the reciprocator. It just overloads. And the thing is, it's not running like you should. It should be able to come out of choke, and it's running on half choke.
Oh.
So that tells me it could be losing compression if the spark plug is a little loose, or it could be that the carburetor's not adjusted right. That's probably
most likely thing.
the carburetor.
Yeah.
So
Carburetors
because they just threw it in on the factory settings, you know.
are-
So let's flip it back over here and see what. Here we go, folks. Let's give it a chance. Again, hold on to the screw because it doesn't hold on to it for you. I'm just going to put it right there in the spot in the threads so that I can't lose it. Turn off the fuel switch, close the vent, and you've got one screw at the bottom of the carburetor air cover, and it comes off and the thing lifts up. There we go. Again, the screw comes loose. And there is no way to adjust it without taking this entire plate off. The goddamn 10mm socket. So right away out of the box, it don't run. Not too impressive, China. Let me get a wrench for this socket. Gotta be a small engine mechanic just to start their motors. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, I was right, it's 10 millimeter. So I used some Chinese tools to fix the Chinese generator. Looks like the cover plate is held on by the same bolts that hold the carburetor in place. So that kind of makes it a little difficult to adjust, doesn't it? Because you can't adjust it with it running. Let's take this plate off. Ah, crap. Dang. Okay. No bueno, folks. There are no adjustments on this carburetor. It's all done with the electronic solenoid valve. And dang it. You gotta be kidding me. What a piece of junk. That's disappointing. Wow. Okay, so to the right is choke. Okay, I think I may have a little clue going on here. At least now I know which way the choke is. Put the crankcase breather tube back on. Okay, I think I need to just give it the break-in time at least before I give it a judgment call. So, okay, so the label's wrong. Choke is actually the opposite direction of what it says.
Come on, look out, Tyler.
Okay, boy. I know. Let's look at the
Okay, there's the tube to the crankcase ventilator. That basically does, just in these engines, it's not really for ventilating the crankcase as much as creating the right pressure in the carburetor and lubricating the top bearing on the engine. Gets a little bit of oil mist on that. Okay. Go ahead and put these
Well, I hope they don't expect everybody that buys one of these to know how to tune the carburetor.
Well, no, you can't tune it from, there's no tuning it. It's electronically controlled with a solenoid valve. So it's either right or it ain't no good. But by taking this apart, the cover off, I could see the which way the choke is, because that label's wrong. So this is open full and this is choke to the right. Now,
Might be a little louder, huh? When you think it was on choke?
it was half choke. That's the thing. I haven't got it to run without the choke on yet. It's either half or sputtering. Okay. There's the baffle plate. That just basically keeps any debris from flying into the intake around the foam. Okay. Pop the foam in there. And then put the cover plate over it. And screw it down. Okay. Okay. Let's just go ahead and make sure the spark plug is in there and snug. Okay, that's tight. You wouldn't want to go any tighter than that. Just to make sure that it's not like loose in there and losing compression. The mosquito's killing me. That's okay. Spark plug's good. Good connection, good seal. Let's try this again. Fuel on, vent open. What the hell? That's just trying to take the choke off. Why? There it goes. Okay. Says you're supposed to run it for 5 hours to break it in, then change the oil and refill it. So it's got a nice little digital meter on it showing how many hours it's run. Yeah, I probably need to go ahead and check the spark plug gap. It's sputtering now. See what happens when I go on eco mode. I don't hear a difference. Like, that should only matter when it's under load. Like, you should hear a difference when it's under load though. Handy dandy little screwdriver and spark plug tool. See if I can find a spark plug gap. I hate to do it, but yep, let's go right back to what I was just checking. I checked the spark plug seal. Dang, that sucker is tight. Gotta give him that. Dang. Oh. Man, that is hard to get into. Even with the provided tools. There's just no finger space in there. It's made for somebody with little bitty fingers. Got any Chinese neighbors? Oh my God, it's tight. Jesus criminy. Hold on. See if I can find something that can get in there. Get a hold of it. A little better. There we go. There we go. Nice and easy. Freaking pliers. They did not provide pliers. Alrighty. At least they do provide this handy dandy spark plug tool, because you're not going to get in there. Holy crap, that's way over tightened, buddy. This should not be that tight. No spark plug should ever be that tight. That's right on the verge of ripping the dang threads right out of the engine block. Ooh, hot mammer jammer. Huh. That gap's not too big. That, if anything, it's small gap. I gotta wait for it to cool before I can handle it. That is hot. Hot mama jummer. But hey, what'd you expect? I've been running the engine for 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't see how that could be the problem. That... Ooh, hot. I'm trying to show it so you can see, even if that gap wasn't exactly right, it's not far enough to make it get hot, and not too close to prevent a spark. Like, it's really not doing anything untowards there without a gap gauge. Let's see. Spark plug gap is supposed to be 0.7 millimeters. Let me see if I can find a gap gauge. I think I might know where one is. Just bear with me. Okay. 0.7 millimeter. Oh, you know the garbage is here. Actually, if anything, it looks a little too tight. You think that needs to be closer? I got 0.7 millimeter on there now. This is 0.7. So that's what the engine specs calls for. I'm gonna go with that, which was, it was a little closer than what it calls for. Okay. I'm gonna put that oil. One second before I put this back in the engine. I like to take, and because it's a used spark plug especially, once you've put it in and taken it back out, you've compressed the seal on it, and it doesn't really recompress. So what I'll do is just take a little fingerful of oil and put it on the threads. Just enough, not enough to get on the gap, but just enough to oil the threads so when it goes into the engine it seals good. And that's a high temperature oil there that should handle all kinds of hot engine thing situation. Okay, and then when you're in this little tiny space like this, one of the dangers is that you might cross thread. So I don't put any tools in there until I get the spark plug started into the spot, and get a few turns on it by finger, because you kind of wiggle it around and make sure that you're not cross threading it before you go ahead and torque it down. Because once you get it started, if you can get it at least 3 turns in, nothing's going to cross thread. But if you don't get a good 2 or 3 turns in there and you go torquing on it sideways, it's going to never seal again. Okay, go ahead and tighten that just until you feel the compression ring compress. There we go. Not an iota more. And then we go ahead and put the coil wire back on, otherwise known as the high tension lead. And pop that sucker back in, make sure it seals. Snug. There we go. Let's try this again. See what happens. Open, the vent is open on the cap. Switch is on. Eco off. Shouldn't need to choke, it's still warm. Let's try it without first. Now let's try it with. Now without. Alright, that's normal start. Just had to choke it a little just to get the gas into the carb again. And then now it's off. Doesn't seem to be running any better. Well, folks, let me go ahead and get some work done. We'll let this run for 5 hours and I'll come back to it, because you know we can't give a determination without at least doing the break-in. But this is the new machine. Yeah, I got to give it 4 or 5 hours, then change the oil. So in the meantime, I'm going to go get some work done. Y'all have a good one. See you later.